Hi, this is Steve Shikatans. It's Friday, May 22nd, 2020. I was just going to do a quick video here, kind of go through my morning routine. I believe that most successful people have some type of morning routine. And, I used to not be a morning person, and now I am. But anyway, I'm just going to kind of go over a little bit of what happens in the morning and kind of what I do. And so hopefully this will help you. So first thing I do, I'm going to get up here. Sorry about that. Okay, so first thing I do is make my bed, and I'll show you the bed here. There, it's all made. I got my clothes laid out for the day and stuff like that. But so first thing I do is get up, then I make a cup of coffee. I have drink some water. And then right away, I don't wait. I think that one of the keys is just do it. Just get up and go. Don't think about it. And I'm kind of that way. So the first thing I do usually is get up on the rowing machine. You can see, I don't know if I can, you can see that it's kind of dark in here. It's still pretty early. So there's the rowing machine. You can see the exercise bike in the back. Anyway, I'll get up, I'll ride the rowing machine. By the way, I woke up at 4:30 this morning. Usually I get up between 4:30 and 5:30, somewhere in there. This morning I got up at 4:30. I find if I get up just a little bit earlier, it gives me time to get some other stuff done throughout the day. So now, right now, I just sat down on my coffee table. So the rowing machine's between the couch and the coffee table, and so after I ride the rowing machine maybe 5-6 minutes, and then I get on the exercise bikes for around 10 minutes. Mainly it's just for a warm up. And then I'll start on my push-ups. And on the other side here, you can see my table right here. So between the coffee table and the regular table, I have a little space right there because we have a small apartment here, and I'll start my push-ups. So I'll usually do around, I'd say I'll start out, I do push-ups, I'll do 150 reps. And then after that, I'll get down and I'll do crunches, sit-ups, leg lifts, that kind of thing between each rep. And I'll do 7 reps of 150. And this is a time too that I want to talk about something I've gotten in the habit of. If I always try to do a little more than I'm paid to do, and when I'm working, and by the way, I'm in Casper, Wyoming. I work. I put in fireplaces, clean chimneys, and then we have a storefront and we sell wood stoves, fireplaces, stuff like that. But when I'm working, I will. I'm in the habit of going the extra mile, so I always do just a little bit more. It might not be a lot, but I might do an extra. I'll always do something extra whenever I'm working, and it's become such a habit and so ingrained in the way I do things that it's kind of came over into my home workout. So anyway, like this morning when I was doing push-ups, I found myself on the 150. I'll pump out 5 or 10 more, and then on the sit-ups the same way. I'll do the crunches and sit-ups, and anyway. I don't recommend that you do this, especially if you haven't done a lot of exercise before. I wouldn't recommend doing my routine on the very first day. By the way, I'm 54 years old. And I feel that I'm in the best shape of my life. I have more energy, and I think I'm in better shape than I was in my 20s, and for sure mentally, one of the things, so the other thing I do that I didn't mention is as I'm exercising, just because that's just time where you're on a bike. Sometimes I will just let my mind drift, but most often, 95% of the time, I'll be listening to a podcast. I'll be listening to some educational teaching. Generally, it's education. I don't recommend. I don't watch the news or. I have enough people around me that'll, in about 5 minutes, I'll learn everything that's going on. So I don't want to fill my mind with all that stuff because what goes in does come out. Our mind and our spirit is like it's like a garden, and what you plant in there. If you don't plant anything and you just kind of let whatever comes in, weeds are going to grow. So the idea here is to plant good stuff in there. So there's a lot of people out there on YouTube, and I want to give a shout out. One of the reasons I'm making this video is there's a girl on YouTube, and you can go look her up. Her name is Ella Ringrose, Ringrose. She's a real young gal. She's just fantastic, and she's totally inspired me to start making these videos. She also makes she's much better looking than me. She's not funny looking like I am, but she also did her 5 o'clock routine, and I guess the reason I'm making this video is because I thought to myself, I just want to be real, yes, this, you might be thinking to yourself, there's no way. And plus I'm older, I can't do this. But, the power of writing it down. So I wrote this goal around Christmas time this year. I made the goal to do 1,000 push-ups. And at that time it was 1,000 crunches and sit-ups. But I find that the crunches, I mostly do crunches and leg lifts and stuff. And I find that wasn't enough. So I do about right now it's about 1,600. I'll probably up that in the next, 2 to 4 months. I'll probably be doing 2,000 between my reps, just from doing just a little bit extra. But I gradually work this up. So I would recommend not doing this routine like I'm talking about. Like tomorrow, you'll probably pay for it. Yeah, and I don't have any pain, but the thing I want to talk about is how quiet it is. I mean, right now it's 5:30. It takes me about 50 minutes to do, to make the bed, drink some water, and then go through the workout. I don't take a lot of breaks. I just kind of go right through it. So if you get to this point, you might want to take some breaks. I don't. I'm a little bit of an impatient person. I guess in some ways it works to my advantage, but also what I'm saying is that it gives me extra time. 4:30. Somebody said, look, I can't. There's no way I could get up that early. And he said, look, I think it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He said, just sleep faster. Sleep faster. So that's what I've been doing, is just sleeping faster, getting myself up. And when I wake up in the morning, I actually woke up I opened my eyes probably about 10 after 4. But I went ahead and laid there, and then right at 4:30, I just jumped right out of bed. I didn't think. I didn't start letting those thoughts go through my head. Oh, just a few more minutes or whatever. Again, I don't need an alarm clock. When I was in high school, I think most people have an alarm on the inside. If you have to get up at a certain time, your brain has a built-in clock into it. And I haven't had an alarm clock since I was in high school. I used to have an alarm clock in high school, but I figured out that I would always wake up before the alarm went off. And so I finally just got rid of it and never had a problem waking up. My problem is waking up and then saying, making excuses. I don't need to do this. And then getting out. So anyway, another thing about my workouts I wanted to talk to you about too is I do this 7 days a week. This routine I was just telling you about, I don't take a day off at all. And a lot of people say, oh, you got to have a day off. Well, I found that if I take a day off, then I might take another one. And then pretty soon a week goes off and a month. And then all of a sudden I'm not doing it anymore. So for me, it's every day. Even if I'm on a trip, I'm out of town, on vacation, whatever it is. I may not ride my exercise bike because there's not access to one. But I'll do maybe a little extra walking. But I always do this home routine. The great thing about doing stuff out of your house is you don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to rely on them being open or if it's, where I live, in the wintertime, sometimes we'll get a foot of snow, so you'd have to, dig out to get to the gym. And I could just get up in the morning and just go right to it. And so that's an advantage. And yeah, and I just want to encourage you out there, especially people that are a little bit older, that you can do this. And some of it is you got to tell yourself, look, I can do this, and write it down. Make a goal. Just write down how much you want to do. I will get up at 5 a.m. and I will do 100 push-ups in 5 sets of 20. And I will do, sit-ups and crunches. And I think the key is just doing something. My belief is that you just do something every day, kind of like brushing your teeth. You wouldn't go like like a week without brushing your teeth, you know. So look at this workout as doing that. So anyway, I hope this is an encouragement to you today. I also wanted to quote the great Emmitt Smith as a running back for the Dallas Cowboys back in the 90s. And I bet there was 100 or 150 running backs at the time he did it. And he was just the best. He was the greatest running back of his time. And he had a quote. He said, "All of us are born equal," or he basically was saying all the guys in all of football are equal, but some just work harder in the off season. And you know, the neat thing with that is just, you know, you can do it. You know, I think Emmitt Smith probably has some morning routine like this as well. I'm not a super athlete or a professional of any kind that way, but I'll tell you, it's not that, and I'm not anything special. I just actually wrote down my goal, and just something about taking a piece of paper and a pen and writing it down. You know, I don't have the best penmanship, but you know, getting that down and writing and then looking at it, you know, and then just making a commitment that I'll do it. But I'll tell you, I love the mornings. I used to not be a morning person. Now I'm a morning person. I love them. It's only just a little after 5:30 right now, so I have plenty of time to read. Oh yeah, I was going to show you too. So here's this is the stuff. I carry this book around with me, so I'll show you here. It's some of the stuff I read. If I can get it. I'm sorry, it was a hard time with this. Okay, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you probably can. Yeah, I'm kind of holding this. I'm holding this pad, and I'm just kind of holding it here in front of my face. So anyway, I'll read that book. I recommend reading, you know, getting a good, decent book. Think and Grow Rich is one that's been around a long time, and I'll read a chapter a day usually out of it, and apply what I learn. And so in between, I'll listen to podcasts. Even when I'm in the shower, I'll have somebody will be talking, I'll be learning about sales or how to deal with people, or, you know, stuff like that. So anyway, I hope this is an encouragement to you, and I'll be making these about every other day, and hopefully I'll get them posted. So thanks, and have a good day. Bye-bye.